Hello students, welcome to Department of Zoology, Shri RLT College of Science, Akola. I am Dr. Archana Savarkar, Associate Professor, Department of Zoology. Students, in this lecture we have to see composition and function of blood. Before going to composition of blood, we should know the meaning of blood. Blood is nothing but a fluid connective tissue which consists of plasma, blood cells and platelets. We all know it is red in color. The nature of blood is slightly alkaline. In normal condition, the pH of blood is 7.4. Blood remains in free state, still it is within the blood vessel. In case of chordate, there is closed type of circulatory system, means blood is enclosed or it remains present in the blood vessel. The volume of blood in a normal adult is around 5 to 6 liters. Now come to composition of blood. Blood is mainly composed of two parts, cellular part and non-cellular part. The cellular part mainly composed of three components. These three components are red blood cells or erythrocytes, white blood cells or leukocytes, and blood platelets or thrombocytes. Blood contains near about 8 to 9% of this blood cell, means the cellular component of blood, it is about 8 to 9%. And next component is non-cellular in nature, that is liquid portion of blood. It composed of plasma. Plasma is about 91 to 92% in blood. Let us see these all component in detail. The first type of blood cell is red blood cells or erythrocytes. These RBCs are the non-nucleated formed element in the blood. Here you can see the structure of RBC. The nucleus is not present here in human blood, in mammalian blood. It is red in color due to presence of respiratory pigment hemoglobin. Then about shape of the RBCs, it is biconcave in shape. The lifespan of RBC is about 120 days. Then about RBC count. The RBC count ranges between 4 to 5.5 million per cubic millimeter of blood. In adult male, it is 5 million per cubic millimeter of blood, and in adult female, it is 4.5 million per cubic millimeter of blood. If the count of RBC is increased, means increase in the red blood cells count, then it is known as polycythemia. And if the RBC count is less, means marked reduction in the red blood cell count, then the condition is known as anemia. Now see the functions of red blood cell. The red blood cells, they are very useful for transport of oxygen from lungs to the tissue. Next function is it helps in transport of carbon dioxide from tissue to the lungs. The hemoglobin, which is present in red blood cell, it acts as a buffer and takes part in maintenance of acid-base balance in the blood. The red blood cell carry blood group antigen. For example, agglutinogen, that is A agglutinogen, B agglutinogen, as well as Rh factors. These antigens help in determination of blood group and which is very useful for blood transfusion. Again, we have to remember here one process, that is erythropoiesis. The erythropoiesis is the process by which the development and maturation of erythrocytes occur. Now, where these RBCs are produced? The organ producing RBCs. During prenatal life, liver, spleen and lymphoid organs produces RBCs. And in adult condition, red bone marrow produces RBCs. This is about red blood cells which is present in the blood. Then next type of blood cells are the white blood cells or leukocytes. These are the colorless and nucleated formed element of blood. Especially these WBCs plays important role in defense mechanism of the body. Depending upon the presence or absence of granules in cytoplasm, the leukocytes are classified into two main types, that is agranulocytes and granulocytes. Let us see one by one. Agranulocytes. A means absence of granules in the cytoplasm of this blood cell. The agranulocytes are of two types, lymphocytes and monocytes. These are the lymphocytes. The lymphocytes have little amount of cytoplasm with large oval or kidney-shaped nucleus. Here you can observe this large nucleus occupies the whole cytoplasm. Depending upon the function, These lymphocytes are again further divided into two types. T lymphocytes, which are concerned with the cellular immunity, and B lymphocytes, which are concerned with the humoral immunity. These are the lymphocytes. Then next type of agranulocytes are monocytes. Monocytes are the largest leukocytes. The diameter of this monocyte is about 14 to 18 microns. We can observe here, these are the largest leukocytes. The cytoplasm is very clear because granules are absent here in the cytoplasm. The nucleus may be round shape, oval shape, horseshoe or kidney shape. The nucleus is either located in the center of the cell or sometimes it is pushed to one side, and again we can observe here large amount of cytoplasm. These are the two types of agranulocytes. Then come to the granulocytes. Granulocytes are the white blood cell which contains granules in their cytoplasm. There are three types of granulocytes: eosinophils, basophils and neutrophils. Let us see one by one. Eosinophils. Eosinophils have the larger granules. We can observe here coarse structure of the granules which are larger in size. These granules stain bright red or orange with the acidic stain eosin. Here the nucleus shows two lobes, that is, it is bilobed nucleus. The diameter of cell varies between 10 to 14 micron. The next type of granulocyte is basophil. The basophil also have larger granules in the cytoplasm. The granules stain purple blue with basic dyes like methylene blue. Here again we can observe the nucleus is bilobed structure. The diameter of this basophil is about 8 to 10 micron. These are non-phagocytic in nature, while these eosinophils are also non-phagocytic in nature. Then next one is neutrophil. These neutrophils have small granules in the cytoplasm as compared to these basophils and eosinophils. The granules are violet in color. The nucleus is multi-lobe. Number of lobes are seen in this nucleus. The diameter of neutrophil is about 10 to 12 microns. These neutrophils are phagocytic in nature. Eosinophil and basophil, these are non-phagocytic in nature, but the neutrophil is phagocytic in nature. These are the types of white blood cells or leukocytes. In blood smear, we can observe these WBCs like this. Bilobe nucleus is here, that is basophils. Then multilobe nucleus, neutrophils. Again we can observe these lymphocytes, monocytes in this blood smear. And these are the RBCs. The numerous RBCs are here because their count is more as compared to WBC. In case of WBC, the WBC count, it varies from 4,000 to 11,000 per cubic millimeter of blood. Standard value of this WBC count, we can say 8,000 per cubic millimeter of blood. Now, remember the variation in WBC count. If the WBC count is more or less, then which is the condition? First one is if there is decrease in total WBC count, the condition is known as leukopenia. Leukopenia means decrease in total WBC count. Second is eosinophilia. As the name suggests, there is increase in the eosinophil count. The increase in eosinophil count is eosinophilia. And next condition is leukemia. The leukemia is the condition which occurs due to malignancy. It is associated with abnormal and uncontrolled increase in total WBC count. Then see functions of white blood cell. The first function of white blood cell is defense of the body. We call this WBC as microscopic policeman of the body. These WBCs are nothing but the defensive force of our body. Neutrophils plays very important role in the defense of body. The granules of neutrophils contain antibody-like substance called defensins, which are active against bacteria as well as fungi. The next function of WBC is detoxification. The eosinophils, especially these cells, are associated with this function. The major function of eosinophil are detoxification, disintegration, and removal of foreign proteins. Then function of basophil. This basophil plays very important role in the process of healing after inflammation and allergy. See the function of these monocytes. The monocytes are also motile and phagocytic in nature. They are precursors of tissue macrophages and they plays very important function, that is the phagocytic function. Means engulfing the foreign bodies, destruction of the foreign bodies by the process of phagocytosis. Then come to the function of lymphocytes. The lymphocytes plays important role in immunity. T lymphocytes are responsible for the development of cellular immunity and B lymphocytes are responsible for the development of humoral immunity. This is the major defensive mechanism against the bacterial infection. This is all about white blood cell. Types of white blood cells, then structure of each type of WBC and function of WBC. The third type of cellular component is platelets or thrombocytes. These platelets or thrombocytes are the small colorless and non-nucleated cells. These are found element and these are considered to be the fragment of cytoplasm. Their shape varies. They are spherical in shape or rod shape. Sometimes the blood platelets are of dumbbell shape, comma shape, cigar or any other unusual shape. Normal count of the blood platelet is about 2.5 lakhs per cubic millimeter of blood. And the lifespan of platelets is about 8 to 11 days. If there is a decrease in platelet count, then the condition is known as thrombocytopenia. And if increase in platelet count, the condition is called as thrombocytosis. These blood platelets are produced in bone marrow. Then come to the functions of blood platelets. These blood platelets plays very important role in blood clotting. They are responsible for the formation of intrinsic prothrombin activator. This substance is responsible for the onset of blood clotting. Then next function is clot retraction. The cytoplasm of platelet contains the contractile protein called as actin, myosin and thrombostenin. These contractile proteins are responsible for clot retraction. These platelets also plays very important role in prevention of blood loss, that is hemostasis. It causes the constriction of blood vessel, seal the damaged part in blood vessels and play important role in plaque formation, thus prevent the blood loss. Next function is repair of ruptured blood vessel. The platelet derived growth factor is useful for repair of ruptured blood vessel. Platelets also kills the foreign bodies by the process of phagocytosis. Thus, they have very important role in defense mechanism also. Then come to the non-cellular part of blood. This is blood plasma. The blood plasma mainly composed of three components: water, solids and gases. Plasma contains near about 92 to 93% of water. It contains 7 to 8% of solid and some gases dissolved in it. The gases are oxygen, carbon dioxide and nitrogen. Come to the solid component of this plasma. The solid component may be organic substances or these may be inorganic substances. See the organic substances which are present in plasma. The organic substances includes plasma proteins. For example, albumin, globulin, and fibrinogen. Next component is carbohydrates. They are present in the form of glucose. Then fats. Neutral fats, phospholipids, and cholesterol are the fatty substances in plasma. Some non-protein nitrogenous substances are also present in plasma. For example, ammonia, amino acid, creatine, creatinine, xanthine, hypoxanthine, urea, and uric acid. Plasma also contains some internal secretions. For example, hormones. Hormones which are released from various endocrine glands, they are directly released in the blood. These hormones are present in the blood plasma. Then enzymes, for example, amylase, alkaline phosphatase, acid phosphatase, lipase, esterase, protease, transaminase. This number of enzymes are also present in plasma. Plasma also contains various antibodies which are called as immunoglobulin. All these are the organic substances present in plasma. Then come to the inorganic substances present in plasma. It contains sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and their salts, that is phosphate, sulfate, carbonates and bicarbonates of this sodium, potassium, calcium and magnesium. Plasma also contains some elements like iron, copper also. Salt of chloride, iodides are also present in plasma. This is about the components of plasma. Now we can see this figure to summarize the composition of blood. Here we can see the cellular as well as non-cellular component of blood. The non-cellular or liquid part of blood is plasma. And in this liquid part, that is plasma, cellular components are present. The red blood cells, then 5 types of white blood cells. These are eosinophils, neutrophils, basophils, monocytes, lymphocytes are present here. Also, blood platelets are embedded in the blood plasma. Thus, we have seen the composition of blood. It is very important question for examination point of view. There are number of MCQs on this portion. Also, long answer question, that is explain in detail the composition of blood, can ask on this portion also. Then come to the functions of blood. Blood performs variety of functions. As we have seen, blood is fluid connective tissue. It composed of red blood cells, WBCs or white blood cells, platelets suspended in plasma. So, it is fluid connective tissue and not just fluid. The next one is it performs nutrient function. The nutritive substances like glucose, amino acid, lipids and vitamins which are derived from digested food are absorbed from gastrointestinal tract and carried by the blood to different part of the body, which is used for growth and for production of energy. Next function is about respiratory function. The transport of respiratory gases takes place through the blood. The oxygen is carried from alveoli of lung to the different tissue, and carbon dioxide, which is produced as a product of metabolism, is carried from tissues to the alveoli of lung. Does it perform the respiratory function? Next function is excretory function of blood. Excretory means removal of waste material. The waste product formed during various metabolic activities in the tissues are removed by the blood. These are carried to the excretory organs like kidney, skin, liver, etc. by means of blood. Then transport of hormones and enzymes. The hormones which are released from the endocrine gland, they are directly suspended in the bloodstream, and various enzymes are carried by the blood to different part of the body from the source of secretion. Then regulation of water balance. Blood also regulates the water balance of the body. Next function is osmoregulation, that is regulation of acid-base balance. The plasma proteins and hemoglobin act as buffer and help in regulation of acid-base balance. Blood also performs the thermoregulatory function, that is regulation of body temperature. Because of the high specific heat of blood, it is responsible for maintaining the thermoregulatory mechanism in the body. Means balance between heat loss and heat gain of the body. Next function is storage function. Blood serves as a source of water, proteins, glucose, sodium and potassium. These substances are taken from blood during conditions like starvation, fluid loss, electrolyte loss, etc. Thus it performs the function of storage of these components. And important function again, defensive function. Blood plays very important role in the defense of the body. The white blood cells are responsible for defense mechanism of body. Neutrophils and monocytes engulf the bacteria by phagocytosis. Lymphocytes are involved in immunity. Eosinophils are responsible for detoxification, disintegration and removal of foreign proteins. Thus, there are various functions of blood. Again, we can add another function, that is diagnosis of diseases. For diagnosis of number of disease, medical practitioners also advise us for blood testing. Thus, it is also help for diagnosis of disease. These are the very important functions which are performed by the blood. So student, in this long lecture we have seen the composition of blood in detail as well as functions of the blood. So we will stop here. Thank you very much.